on, I'm going to have you help support me, Henry.
What? Is this Linda?
As a start, I want you to get together $5,000. And be quick about it.
This can't be Linda. Who is this?
God, you're so annoying. Who else would this be? This is Linda, your mother-in-law. I'm sick of the act, so I'm not going to pretend anymore.
What? Enough with these bad jokes. What are you talking about?
You can't even figure it out on your own. You're so thick.
What is going on here all of a sudden? You were over at my place for dinner just 2 days ago.
You call that disgusting slop dinner? It was difficult to even force it down my throat. I'm not going to act like a nice mother-in-law anymore. Amy and I are both finally free to act how we really feel.
Amy too? You were both just acting? But both of you looked like you were enjoying yourselves.
A performance worthy of an Oscar, if I say so myself. Pretending to like someone like you this entire time sure was tiring.
I can't believe this.
Oh, you're actually shocked? Well, both you and Sally are so naive, it was a walk in the park to fool you.
I don't care what you say about me, but please don't talk badly of my wife.
She's my daughter, so I can say what I like about her. Amy is much cuter and better all around, though. She gets it from me, of course. But that's not important. Get the $5,000 together as soon as possible.
I don't understand why I have to give you that much money out of nowhere. What do you even need it for?
I told you 2 days ago that I'll have you support both me and Amy. You might be dumb, but you at least make a lot of money. You can be of use in that way, at least.
This still makes no sense. You have your husband's income, don't you? Why do you need money from me?
You mean Tom? You mean the ATM that I can no longer use since he got laid off?
What? No way.
Yes, he did. So now I'm in a spot of bother financially. These layoffs really are a pain in the neck. I guess the company was downsizing or restructuring, and they decided that he no longer served any purpose there.
There must have been some kind of mistake. Tom is completely indispensable to his company. There's no way that he would be laid off.
Well, that's the reality. No matter how indispensable he might have pretended to be, he still got laid off. And bringing in money was the only thing that man could do. Now he's completely useless.
You shouldn't talk about Tom like that. He's a good man. And even if he did get laid off because of some downsizing or whatever else, he still spent all of those years working hard to provide for his family.
I don't care about any of that. What kind of person he is means nothing to me. I just didn't want to lose a walking ATM like him, so I've spent my marriage acting in front of him, too.
You did that even to your husband?
That useless man. He's home too much these days. Not like back in the day. He would hardly ever be around. Because of that, I've had to pretend in front of him more than ever before. It's stressful, you know. I just finished finalizing the divorce papers.
You're gonna divorce Tom? Just because he got laid off?
Of course. If he's not bringing in any money, I have no use for him. I'll make sure to get as much as I can in the divorce settlement, too. That goes without saying.
You really are the worst. Sally told me before we got married that you and Amy are rather unfriendly, but I would have never imagined that you were this kind of person.
Oh, she said that, did she? So then I guess you were also part of the performance, pretending to like us.
That's not the case with me at all. You had been nice to me and Sally after we got married, so the two of us had thought that you had a change of heart.
I'm afraid not. That was only because Sally managed to bring along a decent man with a good salary.
So you just view people like that? By the total of their bank accounts? You really are a horrible person.
You are going to be my ATM number 2. The first one broke, unfortunately.
How selfish are you? Do you really only care about yourself?
Of course not! I care about Amy with all my heart. But really, having this broken ATM around is really a pain.
What? Are you with Tom right now?
Of course he isn't here. I don't need someone like him hanging around. I kicked him out of the house.
What? Where's he gonna stay? It's winter right now.
I don't care where he goes. He's probably having a drink with all the homeless people in the park. That would be a good fit for a person like him.
I'm gonna look for him with Sally right now. He could freeze to death outside.
Even if you find him, he's got no place to come back to here. I sold all of his things. He didn't have much, so I didn't get a whole lot for it. But I guess it's better than nothing.
This is just too much. How can you even think of doing things like this?
He's the one who is causing me trouble by hanging around and not bringing in any money. If you and Sally have the time to look around the city for trash like him, hurry up and get me my money.
I'm not gonna do that. Did you seriously think I would agree to that?
What? Are you going to leave your poor mother-in-law and sister-in-law without any means to support themselves?
I have no intention of ever helping the two of you.
Even though I'm Sally's mother. And for someone like you who has no family at all, I'm the closest thing to a mother that you have. Family is supposed to look after each other no matter what kind of relationship they might have. Helping each other is part of what it means to be family. You must be real scum if you don't understand that.
Of course I understand that.
Oh, wow, coming from you! Surprisingly, you grew up into someone with some common sense despite having no family at all. Your relatives in heaven must be crying tears of joy at that.
Let me think about it a little bit.
There's only one answer. I wonder what will happen if you decide to not give me the money.
My name is Henry. I'm 36 years old. I never expected things to come to this. I'm in complete shock right now. I lost my entire family in an accident when I was very young and grew up going through the foster care system. After meeting and marrying Sally, I was so happy that I would finally have a family of my own. Sally told me that her sister and mother were not nice people and that her home was never a good place for her to be, so she moved out as soon as she could. She was happily surprised when they seemed to have turned a new leaf by the time our wedding came around, but everything was just an act. Sally's father, Tom, on the other hand, is an incredibly kind person who I respect a lot. I don't want anything to do with Amy and Linda after they kicked him out of the house like that, but once Linda brought up that I have to help family, I got a little confused with what I should do. It might sound stupid, but after never having had a family of my own, I want to help the family that I have now. I wonder if this is just what happens within families, or am I the weird one for thinking that this is unacceptable? But while I was thinking over what the right move was and how I could bring up what happened with Sally, Linda and Amy moved forward with even more shocking actions.
Wow, your house has a lot of nice things inside, doesn't it?
What are you talking about?
Amy and I are at your house right now. Perfect timing that neither you nor Sally are here.
What? Sally isn't home? How did you get in?
I took one of your spare keys when we came over for dinner last time.
What? You have to be joking. You can't do that.
I also took the liberty of taking everything that looked like it would be worth some money to the pawn store. The house is so bare now it would be an absolute breeze to move somewhere else. No packing needed.
That is just plain breaking and entering at this point.
Don't accuse me of that. You should thank me for decluttering your house instead.
This is completely unbelievable. Don't tell me you sold Sally's things too.
Of course I did. Why would I leave hers? Remember, it's your fault for not coming up with the money fast enough.
You only asked me for it 3 days ago. You didn't even give me any time.
Oh, shut up. I told you that there was only one correct choice to make. You shouldn't have needed any time to think. Everything had been decided already. I just remembered. I found some old junk that I sold as well. I was surprised that old things like those could sell for such a high price these days, too.
What old things are you talking about?
I found a box at the back of the closet full of old knickknacks. What were you doing keeping them there anyway?
Are you talking about the white box?
That's the one.
Those things belong to my family. I've had them as keepsakes since they passed.
The guy at the pawn store said that they were in good condition. Really, you're just like a woman being sentimental over a few trinkets.
Where did you sell them? I need to get those back.
I won't tell. If they were that important, you wouldn't have kept them in the back of the closet.
Oh God, this is insane. I told you before that what you're doing is a crime. Those items were the only things I had left to remember my family by. How could you sell them like this?
Forget about that. It was just useless junk. It makes way more sense to sell them and get something that is actually useful. Money! And by the way, theft between family members doesn't count as a crime. I haven't done anything wrong at all.
Maybe if we're talking about a kid taking one of their siblings' toys or whatever, this is a different story. You broke into my house.
But that's just some details. I didn't break in either. I used a key and walked through the front door. Don't try and act like I smashed a window and crawled in like a robber. But are you really going to take this attitude with your family who is struggling to make ends meet? You're going to treat us like criminals.
You're not struggling at all. You're enjoying doing all of these cruel things.
Don't call me a liar. Not only did you not bring me the money I asked for, but now you're also calling me a criminal and a liar. What a poor excuse for a man. You had better divorce Sally.
What? Where are all of these insane demands coming from?
I'll have her marry someone else. Someone who's really rich and doesn't mind sharing with his family. Unlike you.
You plan on using your own daughter just to get your hands on more money?
I raised her, so of course she has to pay me back somehow. And with money suits me just fine.
You're out of your mind. You're seriously delusional.
Looks like you're getting to be all alone again. Don't feel too sad about it. But you must have gotten used to being alone by now, I guess.
That is enough. I have some things to take care of. I'll speak to you later.
Where's the money? Why haven't you brought it yet?
You're still going on about this?
You said you needed to take care of things, but it's been 2 days since then. Then I went to talk to you directly at your house, but it looks like it's empty. What's the meaning of this?
Of course it's empty. We moved, that's what.
What do you mean you moved? How could you do that so quickly? It should be impossible to sign a new contract for another property that quickly. Stop lying to me.
Thanks to you, we didn't have much left in the house after you pawned it all, so we were able to do it quickly.
I'm going to collect the money. Tell me where you are right now.
I'm at Tom's house.
Tom's house? What house? Do you mean a cardboard box in the park?
Of course not. You were wrong for what you did to him. You made a big mistake in your calculations.
What are you talking about? I told you that I just threw away some useless trash.
After you told us that you had kicked Tom out, Sally and I immediately went to go look for him because he wasn't replying to our texts or picking up his phone. Just as we were about to go to the police to ask for their help, he finally replied.
Do you want a pat on the back? I don't know why you would go out of your way for him like that.
He seemed incredibly exhausted. He was in shock after being discarded by the family he had looked after for so many years.
I doubt trash has the ability to feel shock.
I've had enough with you calling me trash. Give it a rest already.
What? Who is this?
It's Tom. You've really done it now with your selfishness. I won't let you get away with this.
Stop lying, Henry. Pretending to be someone else is a bad look.
There's no lie. This is Tom. I'm with Henry and Sally right now.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, this is your useless piece of trash husband, Tom. Henry showed me all of the texts you have been sending.
What? He showed you everything.
Yes, the texts that show who you really are behind your fake kindness. The ones that prove that you have just been treating me, Henry, and Sally as things to benefit you. And of course, the ones where you try to coerce Henry into giving you money. So, he didn't give in to your ridiculous demands, and so you broke into his house and stole everything to pawn, huh? Come to think of it, you did that with my things too. I really am pathetic for now being able to realize what a horrible person you truly are.
Oh, shut up. It doesn't matter if you know about all of that. Nothing changes at all. We're still getting divorced, so you can stop acting all tough. You weren't even needed by your company. Why would I need you?
I think you've been under the wrong impression from the very beginning. I didn't get laid off from work. I decided that I'd been working long enough, and that the person who was going to take over my role was ready for it. I simply chose to retire.
No way. Why didn't you tell me that?
Because you didn't even give me a chance. You kicked me out before I was able to tell you.
Well, I just assumed that you got laid off in some restructuring of the company. Does that mean you get a severance payment?
Of course. With that and my savings, I won't have to work for the rest of my life. I'll get income from my investments too.
You had been investing money? In what? Why did you keep this a secret?
Of course I have. I've been buying stocks in various industries for the past few years. A lot of them have finally started to increase in value quite nicely, so I'm looking forward to seeing how high they'll go. And I didn't really keep it a secret at all. I tried to mention it to you a few times, but you always told me that you didn't want to hear about those kinds of boring things, so I left it.
I had no idea you were planning ahead like that. You should have been more clear that you were talking about money at those times. So where are you right now?
We're all at my condo downtown.
What? When did you buy that?
I've had it for ages. I'd used it as a workplace away from the office. That's why I had such few things at home. Anything that I would need for work was always kept here.
Wow, you really are an amazing guy. I'm so lucky to be your wife. Send me the address. I want to come meet you.
Aren't you ashamed of yourself to even think of saying something like that? We're obviously getting a divorce.
What? Why?
Why would you think that we would make up after what you've said and done? There's no way anyone would want to be with you after seeing your true colors. For now, I'll let Henry and Sally move in here with me.
What? And what about me? What about Amy? How are we supposed to support ourselves?
I couldn't care less about what happens to you, and although I am a bit worried about Amy, everything she did was her own choice. Now she has to live with the consequences. She may be my daughter, but she's already 32. She's not a little girl.
So you're just going to abandon me and Amy? What kind of father are you?
It was you two who decided to abandon me first, just because you thought I'd lost my job. After that, you still have the nerve to question what kind of a father I am? What kind of a mother are you? What kind of a wife? What kind of a person?
Well, I'm sorry about that. I was too hasty in making that choice. I didn't know that you had chosen to retire. I love you.
You only love money. There's nothing else for us to discuss. My lawyer will contact you about the divorce proceedings. Goodbye.
Wait, Tom. Rethink this. We can just go back to how it was before.
He doesn't want to talk to you anymore. Nothing you say will make things go back to the way they were before. Tom went to do some work. He may have technically quit his job, but he's still getting requests for help from some of his subordinates, and is helping them out even now. That's how important he's been to the company this whole time.
You knew he had all of these assets, didn't you?
I had no idea. I always just respected Tom because of his personality, not his money. If I had known, I wouldn't have needed to offer our place up for him to stay.
You offered that?
Of course, Sally was also only too happy to help her dad out. But when we told him that he could live with us, he refused and took us to his condo. I was surprised that he had something like this whole time.
Let's just pretend that all of this up till now didn't happen. It was just a silly game.
No way, that is out of the question.
Why not? We're family. We're supposed to help each other out in tough spots.
If you really believed that or cared about the idea of family at all, you wouldn't have done what you did. Now that it's all blown up in your face, you try to use family to cover yourself, but it is too late. Family doesn't behave like you did. My family is Tom and Sally.
But you have a mother and sister-in-law, too! How can you forget about us?
No, I don't. I don't need you. I only need people who care for each other reciprocally.
Do you think you can make that kind of decision for Sally? She'll resent you for trying to deprive her of her mother and sister.
I don't think she will. She also wants nothing to do with you ever again. She's more than happy to cut all ties with the two of you. She says she can't forgive you for what you did and said to both me and Tom.
I can't believe this.
By the way, do you remember what you did with all of my precious keepsakes? I'll be pressing charges against you for that.
I told you before that theft between family doesn't count as a real crime. You won't scare me with that threat.
You might want to check the law surrounding that one more time. It's different if those family members live in a different house.
No way.
Besides, you didn't just steal, you also broke into my house and trespassed. There are plenty of charges to file, and the civil court will definitely side with me.
Wait, you don't need to do this. I won't be able to pay for any damages. I'll be ruined.
That is not my problem. You brought this upon yourself.
Don't say that. I'm sorry. So please forgive me.
After that, I pressed charges against both Linda and Amy. They were arrested and charged with breaking and entering and theft of property. They had to pay a large fine and for damages, of course. Tom and Linda also ended up getting a divorce as expected, although Linda did try and beg and plead for him not to go through with it. For the divorce settlement, Tom just let them have the house as is, and that was it. He didn't want to fight a prolonged court battle, and that was the easiest way out quickly. In the end, though, they had to sell the house to pay for a lot of debts that they had accumulated. Not only did they have to pay the fines for their crimes and damages, Linda apparently had gambling debts too. Even selling the house didn't help them too much, and the money from the sale did little to pay their debts. They both tried to get jobs to pay it back, but since the two of them had always just lived off of Tom's income, they couldn't get very good jobs with any work history. They had to settle for some minimum wage positions to try and eke out a living on. I never heard any more about them after that. Tom had a meeting with his company and they requested that he came back to work for them at least for a little while longer. He agreed, but only on one condition, that he could work remotely from home. They accepted his condition. Sally and I also had something great happen to us. Sally is pregnant and we're gonna have a baby. Neither of us can wait for the baby to be born, so we can really start a family together. I'm gonna do everything I can to protect and cherish all of them. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.
Do you even know what day it was yesterday, Jenny?
Yes, Sarah. It was your birthday.
And did you enjoy the dinner I treated you to?
Yes, Sarah. It was a lovely meal. Thank you.
Well, I'm not surprised. It's not every day that you get to eat such expensive food. I bet you wouldn't be able to afford it on your own. Jenny, have you ever tasted foie gras or truffles before?
No, that was my very first time trying them.
Oh, I see. I suppose you're not used to such fancy foods.
I don't usually have the opportunity to eat such expensive dishes, but I enjoyed them nonetheless.
Really? I'm surprised you even knew how to appreciate it. You seem more like a meat and potatoes kind of person to me.
Well, everyone has different tastes. I'm glad I could try something new.
I just have to say, I am so proud of myself for being able to pay for my own birthday dinner last night. I mean, let's be honest. You didn't grow up with the kind of privilege and refinement that I did. I would never rely on my children to pay for everything, like those lower-class peasants do. You probably didn't even know what half of the things we ate last night were. Foie gras, truffles. Those are delicacies that only the elite can truly appreciate. But I suppose I shouldn't expect you to understand that.
You're right. It was my first time, so I guess I couldn't fully appreciate all the nice meal I had yesterday.
I know you probably think it's my entitlement to have you cook for me, since you're my daughter-in-law and all. But let me tell you, I'm too nice and kind to ever ask that of you. I wouldn't want to burden you with such menial tasks. No, I prefer to treat myself to the finer things in life, like last night's meal. I'm from an elite class of people who take pride in being able to provide for themselves, not mooching off their children or their children's spouses. But don't worry, dear. Maybe one day you'll be able to appreciate the finer things in life like I do.
That's right. I had such a great time yesterday. And thank you for being so considerate. Thank you for inviting me last night. Let me tell you again, it was such a great dinner.
Inviting you? I never invited you. I don't know where you got that idea.
Oh, really? I never knew that.
Look, I don't want you to get the wrong impression here. I never intended for you to come to my birthday dinner. In fact, I would have preferred if you hadn't. It was supposed to be a small gathering with just my closest friends and family, and frankly, you don't really fit that description.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I wasn't supposed to be there. Jim told me to come along with him.
Well, that's just like Jim. Always inviting people without asking first. But I suppose it's not entirely your fault. You just don't understand how things work in our social circle. And let's be clear here. You're not part of this family and never will be.
What do you mean? But I'm married to your son.
Yes, I know that. But let's not pretend that makes you part of our family. Blood is thicker than water. You will never be a true member of this family because you don't share our bloodline.
I understand that, but I can still want to be a part of your life and the family.
That's sweet, dear, but it's not going to happen. You and Jim can have your own little family, but we don't need you interfering in our affairs. Besides, there are other reasons why I don't want to see you around.
Other reasons? What do you mean?
Well, for one thing, you just don't fit in with our social circle. You come from a different background, and frankly, you just don't have the class and sophistication that we do. And then there's the fact that you're just not very interesting to be around.
But why is John treated as part of the family when he's not blood related? I mean, I don't have children with your son, but I'm still his wife.
John has been with us for a long time, and he's proven himself to be an important part of the family. He's married to my daughter, and they have 2 children together. They're the real form of family that I endorse.
I understand that, but I'm still confused.
You know, Jenny, John and Mary are the perfect match made in heaven. They both graduated from a prestigious university, and they have such successful careers. John even runs his own business. And let's not forget about how generous John's in-laws have been to me. They understand the importance of supporting their in-laws. But you, Jenny, you grew up without a father and had a tough background. You only graduated high school and have a mediocre job. You're not like John and Mary, who have achieved so much in their lives.
I don't see how that affects me as a person. I have done nothing wrong.
And to be honest, I can't help but feel that you only married him for his money and status. It just seems like you're using him to improve your own situation. You and John are not even in the same league. I've seen how you've been enjoying all the luxuries that come with being part of our family.
But that's not true. Not true at all. You're just making this all up.
And you know what else? I hate even staying under the same roof as you. It's unbearable for me to be around someone who married into our family just for money and status. You're just a gold digger, plain and simple. And I won't stand for it.
That's not true. Jim and I were colleagues at the same company, and that's how we met. You know that.
Yeah, and that's how you lured my son in. What did you do? Flash your underwear.
You think you're insulting me, but all you're doing is insulting your own son. I want to clarify something. I never went into the relationship with Jim thinking about marriage or his money. I never cared about those things. It was Jim's personality and career that drew me to him. He's kind, caring, and loving. I never thought I'd find someone like that.
Oh, please, Jenny. Don't act like you didn't have any ulterior motives. He wanted a piece of wealth and status that came with being part of this family.
That's not true. I never planned any of this. Jim and I just naturally fell in love with each other. I'm telling you again until it goes through that thick skull of yours. It was his personality and character that made me fall in love with him. Besides, I rejected him at first because he wasn't even my type. I'm saying this because you leave me with no choice, but he is only 5'5" and too skinny. Just like you.
What? Are you talking bad about how my son looks? How dare you talk about Jim's height like that? 5'5" is not short. In fact, it's above average for men.
You mean it's above average during the Great Depression? I guess then he would be above average.
What? How dare you say that about my son?
Look, I'm not trying to insult Jim. He is my husband, after all. I was just explaining how I initially saw him. But it doesn't matter because I fell in love with who he is, not his height or weight. And you said something about John and I not being on the same league?
Of course you're not. Don't even ask.
But we work in the same company, Sarah. We're colleagues. Doesn't that mean we're on the same league?
You and John are not in the same league, Jenny. John was born into an elite family and graduated from a prestigious private university. You didn't even finish college. I just want to make it clear that my husband and I come from a long line of extremely wealthy and influential people. His ancestors were among the wealthiest and most powerful people in the country, owning vast amounts of land and holding high social status. And my husband himself has left me with a huge inheritance, and I have the luxury of not having to worry about financial matters.
Oh, is that so? How wonderful to keep all that wealth by yourself. Are you planning to take all the money to your grave with you? Is that why you never helped us get settled into our new place?
Why should I help you guys? It's not my responsibility to provide for you.
But we thought that as family, you would want to help us out.
Family or not, I have no obligation to give you financial assistance.
But we were just hoping for some support during a difficult time.
I can't just give money away to anyone who asks, even if it's family.
We didn't expect you to give us anything. Just some help in settling into our new home would have been nice.
You should have planned better and saved up for your own expenses. It's not my problem.
Okay, I understand your point of view. But please, can you stop treating us like this? It's so childish and immature.
I gotta be straight with you about something. Say whatever you want, but you took away one of the best opportunities for Jim to have a better life. Before you showed up, I had my sights set on Jim marrying someone who was not only a looker, but also had brains and ambition. I was in the process of arranging a marriage between him and the daughter of a prominent hospital doctor. But then you came along and threw everything off course. You weren't exactly what I had in mind. And guess what? The daughter of that hospital director that I had been trying to set Jim up with, she went and married someone else. That man ended up becoming the hospital director and is now living a life of luxury and wealth. It just makes me so bitter that Jim didn't end up with her. Imagine the kind of life he could have had. But no. Instead, he goes and marries you, and now we're stuck with this mediocre existence. If only Jim had listened to me and gone through with that marriage, we could be living in a completely different world right now. You don't know how I wake up every night wishing things were different for Jim. I can only go back to sleep after shoving a handful of melatonin down my throat just by the thoughts of it. How would I ever accept this predicament that Jim is in?
But that doesn't mean you can't help Jim. If you hate me so much, you could have at least tried to help Jim and not me.
Oh, but I can never do that. I just don't want to see you happy. And you don't know how much that breaks my heart.
Are you really trying that hard to make me miserable at the cost of your own son's well-being?
I had put so much time and effort into trying to set him up for a successful life, and he went and threw it all away for you. So every time I see you and Jim struggling financially, a part of me feels satisfied. It's like I'm watching you both suffer for your decision to defy me and go your own way. And maybe if Jim had done what I wanted and married into that wealthy family, I wouldn't feel this way.
Let me be very clear with you. We are building a life that is filled with love, joy, and meaning. We also share a lot of common interests and hobbies, which has brought us even closer together. We love to travel and explore new places, and we enjoy trying new foods and cuisines. We may not have the same amount of money or status as you had hoped for, but we are happy nonetheless. I understand that you may not be happy with our choices, but I want to ask you, what can I do to be a part of your family? After all, I am John's wife, so it is inevitable that we bump into each other. I just don't want to be in a bad relationship with you. Don't you think that's better in the long run?
Jenny, let's be real here. You come from a nobody family, and there's nothing you can do to change that. You can try to argue with me and persuade me to see things your way, but it's a lost cause. You simply don't have the pedigree to understand what it takes to succeed in this world. You weren't born into a prestigious family like I was, and that's something you can't change. Unless you're reborn into a prestigious family, there's no way you can ever hope to be on the same level as me.
Okay, Sarah. Now I understand very well. Thank you very much for making it all clear. I feel stupid for wasting my time trying to bridge the gap between us. I have no intention of trying all this just to be with someone who would never respect me for who I am. At least we set the record straight.
Why, yes. Now that you know that, don't you ever appear unless I explicitly tell you to. Never appear in front of me, even if your husband tells you to. Did you receive the package I sent you? You better tell me that you have. That's a very important package for Jim.
Yes, I did. Don't you worry. I wouldn't let anything happen to what you sent to Jim.
Very good. Did you put it in the fridge like I told you to? Are you sure? Because it's very important that you keep it cold.
I know, I put it in the fridge as soon as I got it.
And you didn't open it or eat anything from it, did you?
No, of course not. Why would I do that?
Well, you never know with you. I don't want you eating up the whole thing that I sent for John.
I saw the handwritten "For John Only" note. You wrote that, didn't you?
Stupid me. Who else could it be? Shut up. Good. So you put it in right away. Because it's very special. It's his favorite food. Crab legs. He loves them. He always asks me to make them for him when he visits me. And you better not eat any of them. They're not for you. They're for Jim only.
Don't worry, I won't eat any of them. Even if I wanted to, which I don't. I can't eat crab. I'm allergic to crab.
I know that. That is exactly why I am sending over the crab legs, so that you don't ever eat them. The only thing that worries me is the prime rib that I sent alongside the crab.
What about it?
I'm worried you'll eat all of it.
Why would I do that?
Because you're from a pork background and people like you tend to steal things that are valuable. Whatever, just don't touch it. It's not for you. It's only for Jim.
Like I said, I saw what you've written on the package. I'm simply not going to touch it.
Actually, I don't think I can really trust you. You're not really that trustworthy. I'll have to check because I think you will try to eat even a little of the rib if you can. You low-life thief. You come from a poor background and you're used to stealing anything that's valuable. I bet you steal something from the market every day, don't you?
What? Sarah, how can you say that? I know you don't like me all that much, but you're going a bit too far.
Oh, please. Spare me the lies. I know your type. Always taking what's not yours.
You're not calling me a thief just because I come from a different background, are you? You have no right to insult me like that.
You think you can fool me with your innocent act? I know your true colors. You can't be trusted around anything valuable. Just watch. The prime rib will be gone before we know it, and it will be all your fault, you low-life thief.
You know what, Sarah? I'll just save my breath. I'm not arguing with you. Trust me, I won't touch the prime ribs and never the crab legs. You can ask Jim later.
Oh, Jenny. You know, I feel like all the effort I put into getting you to make you more respectful towards me was worth it. I mean, look at you now. You're finally starting to understand how things work around here. Now that you lie down like a dog like that, you're much more tolerable. Geez, I dare say you're pleasant now. Just because you're married to my son doesn't make you a part of my family. You and I are in different positions from the start, so let's not act like you can be a part of us. Just remember to treat me with respect, like a queen, and someday, even in the darkest moments of your life, you might see a glimmer of hope. Oh, wow, a queen, huh? Well, it's so nice to see a queen who would steal around just for a change, don't you think?
Are you promoting some kind of queen diversity?
What? What are you saying? Geez, Sarah, it's so interesting to know that someone as rich as you is stealing from a store. I have heard of multimillionaires stealing from their employees, but from a store? I mean, stealing items from a store? How do you even call yourself a queen after that? Shameless! I have no idea what you're saying. You really have to stop beating around the bush. Are you telling me that I'm a thief? What kind of daughter-in-law calls her mother-in-law a thief? You're out of your mind. If you're going to steal, go to a store that you don't know. How can you go to a mart that your son's friend operates, steal from them, and then send that to your son to eat? How do you even come to the conclusion that you want to feed your son the food that you stole from the store? I know you've already stolen from that mart more than once. You keep stealing trivial things, even though the owner has been lenient with you because you say you're a friend's mother. The prime rib, I sort of get it. But the crab legs? How the hell did you even manage to steal those? How is that even possible?
That's actually commendable.
I've never seen someone steal crab legs. I mean, you say you have money, but why do you continue to do such shameful, nasty, cheap things?
Don't you feel shameful?
Oh, I guess you don't.
Don't you think your son will be ashamed of you?
Or have you already gotten dementia already? Listen, Jenny, I don't have dementia and I never will. Then you're actually stealing, right?
That's even worse.
The way the owner is setting me up is ridiculous. I deny all of these baseless accusations and I won't stand for it any longer. If they keep this up, I'll be forced to take legal action. They can't just throw around false accusations like that without consequences.
Oh, Sarah.
Why the hell would the store owner do that to you to begin with? Besides, there's no point denying all this because it was all recorded in the surveillance footage. Come on! I'm not going to admit to stealing just because you think I did. And don't even bother with the surveillance footage. It's probably doctored or something. You can't believe everything you see. Sarah, you have to take responsibility for your actions. Everyone in your family took the footage and they literally begged the store owner to lift charges against you. He said that he wouldn't do a thing unless you come over and apologize and pay for all the things that you stole. Maybe if you do that, he'll let you go. He definitely said he'll hand you over to the police if you don't. You really think you've got me, don't you? Well, I admit it. I stole those things from the store. Now you admit it. Now go to the store owner before it's too late. But you know what? I don't regret it one bit. And I'm not sorry. I'll pay for them, of course. But I'm not going to apologize for having a little fun. You're sick. I mean, literally mentally sick. You should get checked up. You see, stealing is just a pastime for me. It brings a little thrill to my life. And I'm not going to stop just because some store owner wants to play tough guy. Were you that bored? Why couldn't you have played shuffleboard like all the other old folks? Huh! Good one, you loser. I'm nothing like those old dinosaurs. I still have plenty of life left in me, thank you very much. And you thought stealing was useful? How did you come to that conclusion? A true work of art, you know? Shut up! You know nothing about me. Now, here's what I propose. Instead of me going to the store and begging for forgiveness, why don't you go in my place? You're younger than me and you look more innocent. Plus, I'm too old for that kind of humiliation. So you go beg and plead for me. And if you do it well enough, I might even take you in as part of the family. I can't believe you're not showing any remorse, Sarah. You stole from the store and got caught. You broke the law. You can't just steal things and expect to get away with it. Are you really going to turn me into the police? It's not my decision. Your family members have seen the surveillance footage and they think it's the right thing to do. You should have seen their faces. They were so ashamed to have you as a mother. So what? It's not like anyone got hurt. And I'm willing to pay for what I took. No, I want you to take responsibility for your actions. Just get jailed up for a few months and be a new person. At least show your son and daughter that you are capable of taking responsibility. They're already very disappointed in you. Don't make this worse than it already is. My own family is trying to put me in jail just because of a few things I stole. Are you kidding me? This is the thanks I get for all I've done for John and Mary. I raised them from birth, sacrificed my time and energy for them, and this is how they repay me. By trying to put me behind bars for a petty theft. It's a complete betrayal, and it shows how ungrateful they really are. They should be ashamed of themselves. They would be nothing without me. At least they didn't grow up to be someone as shameless as you, Sarah. Take that as a relief. You! I'll give you the money and you go bring the best lawyer there is out there. If you pull this off and show me your worth, I will take you in as part of the family. Show me what you got. I know you always wanted to bridge gaps with me. Yeah, not with a low-life thief. I don't need to be a part of a thief's family. When you're in there, make sure you realize what you've done. Not only the stealing, but everything else you've done until now. What? Don't you dare throw me under the bus. Grow up. It should be a great opportunity. Be a decent citizen that John and Mary can look up to. That is, if they don't disown you. After all that, Sarah was finally handed over to the police. It was a relief to see justice served. As it turned out, Sarah had been stealing from every single store in the neighborhood. The evidence was overwhelming, and the judge sentenced her heavily. Other family members of Sarah practically disowned her. They were ashamed to be associated with someone who could do such a thing. Even John and Mary, who Sarah had done so much for, couldn't bring themselves to visit her in jail. It was as if Sarah had become a complete stranger to them. As for Sarah, it seemed like she would die with no one by her side. She had lost everything that mattered to her. Her freedom, her reputation, and her family. It was a sad sight to see someone so alone and broken, but Sarah had brought it upon herself. It was a harsh lesson for everyone involved, a reminder that actions have consequences, and that the people closest to you can turn their backs on you in a moment of disgrace. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hey, Ellie, give me your boyfriend.
Excuse me?
I'm just asking you to be nice. Give him to me.
What? I don't get it. Is this some kind of joke?
My mom told me she heard a rumor that you're marrying a big shot rich guy.
I see that everyone around town still loves to spread rumors, huh? I guess that's the countryside for you. It's hard to keep secrets from your neighbors.
Obviously, everyone knows about everyone else's business around here. Did you really think you could get married and have no one find out about it?
A little privacy once in a while would be nice.
Anyway, are you serious about not refusing?
Well,
You must be so excited. I hear he's absolutely loaded.
I'm not marrying him for his money, Olivia.
Yeah, sure. I totally believe you. Anyway, who's this mystery guy? What's his deal? With how fast word travels around town, you might as well spill the beans and tell me now. I'll find out either way.
He's Cornelius Lancaster, the sole heir of the Lancaster Empire of Steel Factories.
Wow, his name even sounds rich. Wait, Lancaster? That's the huge company that basically runs this town, isn't it? Their factories are all over the place. He's definitely loaded. I must have him.
No way.
Huh? You wouldn't turn down a favor from a childhood friend, would you? We practically grew up together. We're almost like sisters, Ellie.
I don't think anyone in the world would give you their fiancé just because you begged them to, Olivia.
How can you say no to these little puppy dog eyes? Don't you have a soul?
I can't see them over text. Besides, I'm not one of your dumb exes, Olivia. I know all about your little tricks. I think those fake little puppy dog eyes would have the opposite effect on women anyway.
You'd be surprised. Anyway, let's not get into the details, okay? Just give him to me.
No way!
Give him to me, give him to me, give him to me! Please? I'd be set for life if I married a guy like that.
No way! No matter how many times you beg me, I won't give him to you. Besides, if anything, that's not up to me to decide. He's a person, not property.
Remember when we were kids and you used to spoil me? You always gave me whatever I wanted.
Yeah, I remember. I used to give you stickers and candy so you wouldn't throw a tantrum and drive me crazy. We're 28 years old now, though, Olivia. Don't you think we're a little old for that? I can't give you everything you want just because we grew up together, you know.
Come on, Ellie! It's like back in the day when you used to give me all that candy. Just think of your fiancé as one of those pieces of candy and hand him over to me.
No way! Those are two completely different things. I'm not giving you my fiancé.
You can be so hard-headed sometimes. Do you really even like this guy that much? Aren't you just with him for all of that money? If it's the money you want, I'll share it with you if you let me have him instead.
What? Of course I love him, Olivia. We're getting married after all.
If that's true, then don't you think you should put more thought into what would make him happy?
Huh? What do you mean?
You have a plain face and broad shoulders and are flat as a board. How could you possibly think that you're fit to be with the son of a huge company like that? He'll eventually get bored of you and throw you away, and then we'd lose all that money. If he's with a hottie like me, we'd be set for life.
I told you that I'm not with him because of the money. Anyway, that was really rude of you, Olivia. If that's all you wanted to say, could you leave me alone now? I've got things to do.
I'm just being honest, Ellie. Think about it. Unlike you, I'm a beautiful woman with a model's body. I'm the total package. Don't you think I'd be the perfect woman for a guy like him? I certainly look the part more than you, don't you think?
Since we were little, you've always had so much confidence because of your good looks. It looks like all of that praise has gone to your head, though.
Face it, your fiancé would be happier if he married me.
He doesn't care about looks, Olivia. Unlike you, he's not vapid and shallow. He loves me for me.
Do you really think he loves you? Don't be so naive, Ellie. I bet he says that he likes how kind you are and that you're an amazing cook or something like that. Right?
He did say something like that, but...
I hate to break it to you, but all men are the same, Ellie. Fragile love like that will be obliterated in an instant when faced with my beauty. I've seen it so many times before, you know.
Are you a bad guy in some cheesy rom-com now? Where do you get the confidence to say all of that with a straight face?
Shut up! You know it's true. Men can't resist me. Remember those times in high school when men used you and tried to get closer to you to meet me? All men care about is a pretty face.
Do you really think that you can just bat your eyes at anyone and they'll fall for you? There's more to life than looks, Olivia. Sorry, but he's not like any of the men you've managed to wrap around your little fingers. He's a good man.
Nope. Deep down, you know all men are the same. He'll leave you as soon as he sees a prettier face. Maybe I should just try to meet his mother. I bet that turbo hag would be shocked by my beauty and beg me to marry her son.
I've always hated when you talk like this.
I'm your childhood friend, and you didn't introduce me to him or even invite me to your wedding. That really hurts, Ellie. You were probably scared I was gonna steal him from you, huh?
Get over yourself. Why would I ever invite you to anything? You've always called me ugly and stupid. All my life, you've done nothing but try to make me feel bad about myself.
Did I really say stuff like that? You know I was just joking. Right, Ellie?
You've been saying those things to me since we were in preschool all the way until we started living on our own in college. Are you seriously trying to tell me you don't remember doing any of that?
Don't you think it's a little petty to be holding a grudge over every little thing like that, Ellie? It's not healthy, you know.
If anyone's the bad guy here, it's you, Olivia.
Ugh, gross. Come on. This is what I'm talking about. Why do you have to be so petty? You've got a real mean streak to you. Do you know that? Frankly, it's a bit unsightly to me, so you need to do something about it. Oh, I know. As an apology for your rude behavior, let's have you give me your fiancé as a present.
This isn't funny. First of all, it's not even up to me to decide if I should give him to you or not. He is his own man, and he can make his own decisions. If he wants to marry me, then we should respect his feelings, Olivia.
And by respecting his feelings, you mean that he's all yours, huh?
He would never choose you.
Oh, and why is that, huh? What makes you so confident that he wouldn't choose a bombshell like me over someone who's plain looking like you? So many men have chosen me over you before.
We've been together for 8 years. We've built a lot of trust in our relationship while we've been together.
Like I told you before, Ellie, my pretty little face is the only thing I'll need to destroy that trust you speak of.
You really sound like a bad guy from some cheesy rom-com, Olivia. I love it!
Whatever. You and I both know that I'm the wife a man like that deserves. If you get that, just give him to me and disappear.
No way. Not gonna happen.
You still don't get it after all this? You don't deserve a man like that, Ellie. Fine. Since you want to be stubborn like that, it looks like I'm going to have to do things the hard way.
What are you talking about?
You'll see for yourself when the time is right. Just remember, I was trying to be nice. Enjoy your little Cinderella story while you can, Ellie. I'll be taking the lead part from you before you know it.
Hi there. I'm Ellie, and I'm 28 years old. I met my boyfriend, Cornelius, while I was in college. We were both enrolled in the same seminar and were assigned together for a group project. It turned out we shared the same hometown, and we had a lot of fun conversations about some of the things we missed back home. We really bonded during that time and eventually began dating. Oh, and I'm happy to announce that we're finally getting married after dating for 8 years. I had no idea that he was rich because he never really talked about it. In fact, I didn't find out about this until the day after he proposed to me. To be honest, I'm just happy to be marrying the man I love. I'm so excited. Well, I would be if I didn't have this one little problem. Olivia, my childhood friend and former neighbor, is currently trying to steal my fiancé from me. For as long as I can remember, she's always belittled me and made me feel bad about a lot of things about myself. I've always had low self-esteem because of the way she treated me. Even since we were kids, if I ever tried to say no to her, she'd always cry and scream until she got her way. She's always been difficult to manage. Since our houses were located right next to each other, it was basically impossible to avoid her. I didn't want to cause any problems in the neighborhood, so I didn't talk about my problems with her with my parents. Because of that, I used to give Olivia anything she wanted and did whatever she asked until I left home to go to college. I never expected her to ask for my fiancé as well. Of course, there's no way I would ever agree to such a crazy demand. There has to be a limit to how selfish someone can be, after all. I wonder what she's planning, though. Whatever it is, I just know that Olivia's definitely up to no good. I knew she'd do something crazy, but what she did surpassed my wildest imagination.
It looks like instead of getting married on your wedding day, you'll be going through a divorce instead.
Huh? What are you on about now, Olivia?
I just had the most wonderful time with your husband in the restroom. He's quite the passionate lover.
Did you hit your head or something? You should go to the hospital and get yourself checked out.
Aw, poor Ellie. It looks like you're trying to escape from reality, huh?
We're having the reception, so I don't have time for your little games right now, Olivia.
Oh, I'm dead serious. I just gave your husband the time of his life in the restroom.
That's not possible. You didn't come to the wedding, remember? You weren't invited.
I was there. I guess you must not have seen this hottie of a wedding crasher walking around the venue then.
That's not possible. I would have seen you.
When your husband was leaving the reception hall, my bright red dress caught his attention. And, well, you know the rest. He charged at me like a bull when I flipped my skirt. I felt like a matador. He couldn't keep his hands off of me.
What are you, a bullfighter now?
I feel like one. With how much fun we've had, he's definitely mine now. You should have heard how excited he was.
Stop lying, Olivia. This isn't funny.
I'm telling the truth. Did you really think I wouldn't find out about your wedding? All the old ladies around town love to spread rumors, so I found out right away. It was actually way easier than I thought it was going to be. Everyone in town was so surprised. Nobody thought a weirdo like you was ever going to get married. It looks like you have a pretty bad reputation back home, Ellie.
Oh, I see. So that's how you found out.
So, do you finally believe me?
Yeah. I hear you loud and clear. I know exactly what you did.
I crashed the wedding and got freaky with your husband. Sorry, but he's mine now.
You're disgusting.
Your husband said he'd end things with you right away today without causing any problems.
There's no way that could be possible, though, you know?
What? You don't believe me? After you accept the truth, are you going to announce your divorce at the reception and let me have him? I mean, he's already mine, you know?
I don't know about that. Anyway, where are you right now, Olivia?
I'm in the restroom at that fancy bar downtown where you guys are holding the reception. He told me to stay here because he wanted to come back later and have some more fun.
Okay. Just stay right there.
Oh, wow! Are you seriously giving him to me? Finally! It's about time you came to your senses. I'm the one who should be getting the fairy tale ending, not you. It's time for you to step aside and give me your man. The lead role is now mine.
I don't know about all that. Anyway, just stay put for now.
Okay. I'll be waiting for your man to come for me when he dumps you. Hey! How long are you gonna keep me waiting in here, huh? Where is he?
Huh? Oh, sorry about that. I was having too much fun at the reception and didn't notice you were calling me.
Huh? I thought I told you to give up the lead role and give me your man.
I'm pretty sure I said I don't know about doing all of that. I just got married today, and I'm trying to enjoy my big day, okay? Anyway, if you don't hear from me, I probably decided to ignore you to continue having fun at my party. Okay?
I feel like you're treating this like it's someone else's problem. I just stole your husband, remember? Are you drunk or something?
I've been having so much fun. I guess I may have gotten a little tipsy.
How are you having fun right now? Do I have to remind you that your husband cheated on you at the reception of your wedding? You're breaking up, Ellie.
Breaking up? Whether or not they break up is up to his real wife, not me. It's none of my business, to be honest.
Huh? His real life? What are you talking about?
Oh, how should I say this? That man you slept with wasn't my husband.
All right, cut it out. I know that you're in shock and all from having your man stolen from you like that, but you need to stop lying to me.
Oh, really? First of all, our wedding was held at his vacation house out in the countryside. We wanted to have a cozy and intimate setting for our wedding.
What?
Well, I said it's a house, but it's huge. It feels more like a castle, to be honest.
That's a lie. I know that you had your wedding at that big church downtown, and you're having your reception at a fancy bar near there, too.
Nope, wrong again. We had our ceremony at a cute little church in the woods near his vacation house. The place looked so magical.
Wow. It's like you came straight out of a fairy tale.
I know, right? See? I told you that you didn't come to our ceremony.
Wait, so then whose wedding did I go to?
That must have been Haley's wedding. She's Mr. Smith's daughter.
Huh? Who the hell is that?
Oh, she's the youngest daughter of our neighborhood's homeowners association president, Mr. Smith.
Is it possible that I'm famous in the neighborhood for always falling for some good-for-nothing scumbag?
Yep. Everybody in the neighborhood loves to talk about your love life. It looks like you've got a lot of bad information, huh?
What's the meaning of this, huh?
It looks like since my wedding and Haley's happened to be on the same day, the information got mixed up when the news was spreading around town.
You've got to be kidding me.
Since you first messaged me, I've been extremely careful when I planned my wedding. I had to make sure that none of the details were leaked so that you wouldn't find out about it. I had to make sure that most of the folks back home didn't know about all of the details, too. You know how fast word around town gets, after all. I even had to wait to tell my parents until the day of the wedding because my mom would tell your mom the news right away.
That's impossible. Wait, now that I think about it, sometimes the rumors that go around town are a bit off the mark, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like a game of telephone where some of the details get messed up as the message gets passed around.
I guess you're really telling me the truth then, huh?
Duh. So even knowing that you still believed some rumor that went around town without doing proper research?
No way! How could they just spread misinformation like that? It's a wedding, for crying out loud.
Well, we just happened to schedule our wedding on the same day, so maybe it was just a coincidence.
That I just slept with some guy who had nothing to do with all of this?
I guess so, huh? So do you finally understand what's going on now?
Then who the hell did I sleep with?
Apparently, he's a deadbeat who can't hold down a job with a pretty bad gambling addiction. He lived at home for the past 38 years and even has his mom still do everything for him.
No way. Did I really just sleep with a deadbeat mama's boy? This old guy probably doesn't even have any money.
Sounds like you've got yourself a real winner there, Olivia. I guess the rumors were true after all. You've only been interested in good-for-nothing guys like that. It looks like you have a type.
Do you think this is funny, Ellie?
Actually, I do. Well, anyway, I think it's important to acknowledge that you've had relations with him and take some accountability for it.
Huh?
Aren't you going to marry this guy and pay his wife back for all the damage you caused to her life?
Stop messing around, Ellie. Who would get married to that loser? I don't even know this guy's name. I thought he was your husband.
Well, his name is Reggie, and he's been telling everyone that you two were going to get married, you know? Well, at least that's what I've heard.
What?
As soon as you messaged me about stealing my man, I thought you must have mistaken Haley's wedding for ours, so I contacted her. There was no way we would have allowed you at our wedding after all.
Why would you do something unnecessary like that?
Because I didn't want you to ruin her wedding either. Well, actually, you might have done her a huge favor. She dodged a bullet because of you. Anyway, when she questioned her husband, he confessed and said he wanted to marry you.
Nope. No way. There's no way in hell I would ever marry a guy like that.
Well, that's not what I've heard. I just called him again, and he said that he's already making plans to change everything so that he can marry you instead.
No way.
You told him you wanted to marry him too while you were making love. I guess all I can say is, congratulations!
I was joking, of course. I didn't mean it. I've never heard of a wedding where the bride changes in the middle of the ceremony. Have you? No way. I'm not doing it.
You'll be fine. Probably.
Nope. That's crazy talk. I just slept with somebody's husband right after they got married. If I were to go out there and get married to him right now, it'd be like jumping into shark-infested waters. They'd eat me alive out there.
Well, actually, you might have done her a huge favor. She dodged a bullet because of you.
Has everyone lost their minds? What are they thinking?
I think it's pretty crazy too, to be honest.
I need to get out of here right away. These people are crazy.
Oh, by the way, I've already told Haley where you are, so there's no point in trying to run away.
Why would you do that?
Oh, that's right. I'm sending you a flattering screenshot of your loot, Olivia. You worked really hard to steal him, so there's no point in trying to weasel your way out of this.
Oh, God. You're way too smart. You're like some sort of evil genius.
You're flattering me. Anyway, you need to pay Haley the amount she spent on the wedding, and she'll be wishing you good luck for your future with her ex-husband.
Stop messing around. I'm going to your reception right now.
Sorry, but you can't. You don't have an invite after all. Why would you even want to come over here anyway?
Do I really have to say this again? I'm coming over to steal your husband away from you, of course.
Are you really still talking about that? With everything that's going on right now, do you think that's still possible?
There's not a man in the world who wouldn't fall head over heels for me with my body. Once I steal your husband and make him mine, all of my problems will be solved. I can repay the wedding expenses with his money. And more importantly, I wouldn't be marrying a total loser.
Sorry, but it looks like that's going to be impossible for you.
Oh, yeah? What makes you so sure that I won't be able to steal your man? I've stolen so many before.
Well, the thing is, my husband has a fetish for women with broad shoulders.
What?
He says that he likes women with moderately broad shoulders that seem to wrap around him when they embrace. It makes him feel safe.
What kind of weird fetish is that? How could he not fall for a 1 in a million beauty like me?
There are all kinds of people in this world, Olivia. Everybody finds beauty in different things. Of course, that's not the only reason he proposed to me. He said he liked everything about me, including my broad shoulders. He says I'm kind and sweet and loves how I think about things, too. He always likes to ask about my perspective on things.
Don't talk so lovey-dovey in front of me.
I can't help it. I'm just so happy. It's my wedding day, after all.
Shut up!
Well, I was just explaining that it would be pointless for you to come over here and try to take him from me.
Are you saying my plan was doomed to fail from the very beginning?
Yep. I'm so sorry about that.
Why would you go and waste my time like this then?
Excuse me? I didn't do anything. I didn't make you crash someone's wedding and sleep with the groom, did I? You did all of that on your own, Olivia.
This wouldn't have happened if you hadn't married a rich man with weird hobbies. Only a freak would ever choose you over me. This is all your fault.
Those are quite the accusations you're making. Besides, don't you think you should be worrying about other things than trying to insult me right now?
Huh? What are you talking about? Oh my god, someone just walked into the bathroom.
It looks like Mr. Smith's wife came to pick you up after getting everything ready. You'll be making things right with them since you ruined their daughter's wedding, after all.
No way. This is crazy. I can't marry him.
Why don't you try and flail your arms and legs and show him one of your legendary tantrums?
What would that do?
If you act like a spoiled brat and throw a tantrum like you used to back when we were kids, he might get repulsed by your behavior and not want to marry you anymore. I think that would work, don't you?
Stop joking around.
I guess you could always give up then. You are kind of getting what you deserve after all.
I don't want to get married to this loser in front of all of these people. This is so embarrassing. I just know that everyone is going to be talking about this behind my back later.
After that, Haley's mother managed to catch Olivia. The new bride-to-be was led down the aisle in her bright red dress for her wedding ceremony. It turns out Olivia's parents were also there at that wedding, too. I heard that they called her a disgrace and even disowned her. They must have been really mad at her. I wonder who could have called them. Reggie asked Olivia to marry her on the spot, and although she resisted at first, the pressure from those around her was just too much for her to bear. In the end, she ended up marrying him. Since the newlywed couple had nowhere else to go, they moved to a farm owned by Haley's family. Since the newlywed couple had no money, Haley had to cover all of the bills for them on their behalf on the condition that they pay her back. It looks like they won't be able to get divorced until everything is paid off. After that, Olivia and the no-good man have been earning money to pay back Haley while being covered in cow manure. It seems like they are being treated as if they are just minimum wage part-time workers. After factoring in the cost of living in their home, I calculated that they're left with a tiny amount of money to use for themselves. To be honest, I'm not sure when they'll be able to finish paying back Haley. Haley seems to be in a steady relationship with a man whom her parents introduced to her on a blind date. Oh, and of course, I'm enjoying my newlywed life with my husband. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please press the like button and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.